And it's always nice to hear from a member of the Harney family. When I get emails or contact from any of the Harney family, of course. And I received one of those emails, as a matter of fact, yesterday. And it's an important topic. John Harney sent me an email concerning easement rights and more. And we'll say good morning to John right now. Good morning, John. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Marshall, thanks a lot, buddy. It's early, but I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, the reason I wanted to get you on is that you are very concerned, and you've put out a petition for residents in Salisbury in the matter of a wetland buffer restoration. And what's interesting about this is I think, and if I'm correctly, Mary Alice White put this conservation easement into effect. So let's see if we can get a little bit of the background story on what's going on and why it's so important for residents to know about this petition, because I think you have to act pretty quickly.
I think that's our understanding, too. And basically, it's up on Taconic Road. You can drive by. It's about a mile and a half in from Route 44. On your right, there's a bunch of stuff in the field, and then you have the railroad causeway that goes out into the lake. And this was Mary Alice's land, and she was like a very noted conservationist in our time, and one of the old guard of Salisbury, a past president of the Salisbury Association, and it was very important for her to protect this land after her passing. So she negotiated personally with the Nature Conservancy on how to protect this whatever it is, 20 acres or 18 acres, but in particular the causeway going out to the lake. And it's very clear that she did not want it disturbed. She wanted it to be natural. She wanted it to be habitat for for everything there. And what I noticed, and what other neighbors and residents in Salisbury noted lately, that it was being cleared off, and that was that seemed odd, because we didn't think Mary Alice would have wanted that. So upon researching it, it turned out to be not what she wanted. And so there are a couple issues. It's one of the issues is certainly a significant violation of the Town of Salisbury's wetland regulations. So the Wetlands Board Commission went out, looked at what was happening, and issued a cease and correct order, which is going to be heard at 6:30 on Monday. And you can zoom into the meeting, and you can find the information on the website under inland wetlands, and dial in and hear for yourself. So that's one thing of how to correct it, how to stop it, how to remediate it. And apparently it was a process that's been quietly going on for a couple years, with the latter intent of removing the causeway to perhaps make it easier for boaters or cruise shells or something to navigate instead of going through the narrows there. But unfortunately, it's under easement, and it just it's not what we're about. I mean, if our Salisbury looks like how it looks, because a lot of people before us put their land into protection, assuming it was going to be protected eternally. And if in fact these easements can be amended and changed just because some new owner doesn't like the easements, I think that's a concern for the town. And that's the reason for the petition, is to apply for a public hearing to find out what's going on and how to correct it, and also to send a strong message that in Salisbury, these easements actually matter.
Now, what now, this is obviously someone who purchased the property. How, in Lord's name, especially after what happened on Lakeville Lake about a year ago, where a whole bunch of trees were taken down. How does something like this? How does something like this get past all the commissions and everything?
Well, that is another reason for a public hearing, and a reason for that public petition is how could this possibly be going on for a year or two under the cover of darkness or whatever? How could the commissions not know this, or how could permits not be applied? And the other thing is how can an agency that like the Nature Conservancy, who is responsible for guarding and supervising a conservation easement, how could they allow it to be amended? And if that's the case, does it put into jeopardy other conservation easements? And I do believe that the Salisbury Association, the Land Trust, their easements allow for nothing to be amended. So, which is really good. But I think it throws in all sorts of there are a lot of questions that could happen, and that ought to be brought up and discussed at a public meeting. And I would think that the residents of Salisbury, this would be a fairly important point.
Well, it is, because look at what has happened around. Like I said, just take a look around Lake Winonsquapomic, all the different problems that have come up around Lake Winonsquapomic, and like I said, the tree cutting, and also when the easements are put into effect, they shouldn't be easy to amend.
Well, they're not supposed to be, Marshall. Right? They're supposed to be. That's why, for an owner like Mary Alice, who has to be rolling over in her grave. I mean, she would come down like an avenging angel, seeing what's happening right now, and because that was not her intent. Her intent was to be, to be forever wild, or to be a natural habitat, and that was her intent. And to try to mitigate that or change it for whatever reasons, to make boating easy or whatever. Just doesn't seem. I mean, it just puts into jeopardy all other conservation easements. It's pretty weird.
Okay, so when is this meeting coming up?
Okay, so the meeting is coming up this Monday night, and it's let's see. So Monday, December 7th, at 6:30 p.m. and it's the Zoom instructions can be found on the Salisbury, Connecticut, the town's website under inland wetlands. So you can just dial in and listen to it. The issue is number 14, and it's called Show Cause Hearing, Cease and Correct, 145 Taconic Road, cutting and removing of vegetation in the upland review area along the railroad causeway without the benefit of permits. And that's that's just one of the issues. But then the other issue is, how is it remediated? How is it restored? How is it how is the conservation easement of Mary Alice White reestablished so that it actually protects the lands that she wants?
And now you have a petition out. Now, where's this petition? Where is the petition available for people to sign?
Well, they can either. This is pretty grassrootsy, Marshall. So they can call me at 860-921-7910 or email at jharney@wpsir.com. And then we've also got it circulating. And if you want to post it on your website, that would be great. It basically just has to get to either Ruth Balcany in Wetlands or Abby, who's the new land administrator in the town of Salisbury. And if we can get it there before the meeting on Monday, there's no public comment at this inland wetland meeting on Monday night. But if they have a lot of petitions, a lot of signatures, they can, have cause to call for a public meeting on this very issue. And it shows also the Wetlands Commission the support in the community for what they're doing. And they need that, because otherwise, they get rolled over by people who are willing to threaten the town with lawsuits and stuff like that.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is on our on-demand page, if people go to robinhoodradio.com on demand, the interview section, they'll see this interview with you. On that interview, we'll put what the petition's about, and we'll put a JPEG of the petition up so people can find it very easily that way. And just remind them that the meeting is coming up on Monday night at 7 o'clock via Zoom, where they can join in, and we'll put the links up to that meeting as well.
Marshall, you're a good man.
Well, I hate to see, especially somebody who was as strong and as vocal as she was, have something like this happen in her absence is almost criminal and should be stopped. Really.
It gets you just a little bit excited, Marshall. I know. It gets me excited, and I can only assume what Mary Alice would think.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing this to my attention, and we'll play this interview a whole bunch of times in between now and Monday, and we'll put that link up on our website, and we'll see what we can do. I hope a lot of people actually show up and turn out.
Hey, thanks. Thanks as always, Marshall.
All right, John. Take care. Say hello to your mom for me.
Okay, she's on this too, so stand by.
Okay. Take care.
Okay, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. John Harney this morning. That's an important topic. Come on. Now, we saw those trees cut down around Lakeville Lake. We saw other things. These abusing of easements and have got to stop. Just plain got to stop. Our thanks to John for pointing that out to us and now to you.